Start this exercise in a hip bridge position with the feet just wider than hip width apart. What you're going to do is press the hips up off the ground by using your glutes, maintaining the same exact position through the low back. When you're doing that hip press up, that first glute bridge up, I want you to think about driving the knees and the shins into the far wall. So pushing the knees away from you. That's going to help you to open up more through that hip joint. From here, I'm dipping down that right hip, pressing the right hip up. Then I'm going to dip the left hip, press it up, and I'm returning my hips to the ground. So when you're going through this movement nice and slow, I'm trying to keep the opposite hip as high as possible while I try to challenge that mobility as the pelvis rotates down to the other side. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm using the glute on that high hip side to keep that hip nice and high while I'm trying to get internal rotation through that femur in the hip socket as I go down. As I'm pressing up, I'm using that glute to get that external rotation again. What this is challenging is mobility through that lower back, but also through the hip socket while trying to get myself activating through that glute, pressing through the whole foot, and trying to keep my thighs in the same position throughout this movement. This is a great pelvis awareness exercise as well as a good hip mobility exercise. What I can do with this exercise as well is I can add a ball squeeze, a pillow squeeze, a yoga block squeeze in this movement. While that might initially limit your range of motion in this, it's going to add a little bit more stability into the movement and it makes the movement a little bit more honest. Squeezing in on that object between your knees is going to increase your adductor or inner thigh activation as you're pressing the hips up. So you choose which variation you think is helping you activate the most through the hips while maximizing that nice, honest rotation. This is a great exercise to put into any warm up that you're working on or potentially a cool down, especially with any kind of back heavy lifts that you're doing in your training plan.